Welcome back to Crypto's Juiciest News. Pumpkins, we are looking at a Bitcoin price once again around 65k. It's still red. It's still bleeding. We got to kick it, see if the body's still alive. Barely. It's barely alive, friends. This is the Ethereum chart right now. This is the 1 hour chart for Ethereum doing this really weird, trying to send us a zero. Man, who the hell, who's selling, bro? You know there's an Ethereum ETF coming. Who's selling? I don't know. It's just there's always these people coming out, friends. They don't care about this stuff. It's price action, man. You got to remember what's circulating out there. It's very small, okay? And there's always a couple of percent of the supply circulating. Just a couple of percent. But everyone else is holding. But what moves the market price? It's the circulating part. So it's like maybe there's only literally like 3% on the shelf, okay? 2 to 3% of the coins. Not even literally. It's around that much. And so that like increasing from, say, let's say it's on the offers, say 1.5%. That's really it. 1.5% offer, 1.5% bid. If that 1.5% increases to like 1.7%, which is tiny, yeah, that makes the price go down. And that's what you get to see. See how tiny that fluctuation is? But also on the upside, if the shelf gets taken off, so of the asks of Ethereum, if 1.5% of the supply drops to 1.3%, you're like, oh, now you have a big price increase. And that's pretty much what's happening, friends, supply and demand. And then, of course, yeah, eventually you hit big macro inflection points where all that locked up Ethereum and Bitcoin happens for every single coin. They just realize, oh my gosh, this is actually going on for quite some time. I've got to make some big moves. And when they start coming in to add to the circulating supply, that makes everything heavier on average. That's why there's still momentum play that chews through it. But once these people exhaust through these big orders, it's usually the end. That's why when you look at big wallets out there moving, when they take coins from like dormant addresses, things that haven't been circulating, and they come add it to the supply, it's like an extra chain around your neck now. And that's why you see these big charts where you have these big spikes about old Bitcoin wallets from like 10 years ago. They start sending like billions of dollars in, which is actually what they've done recently to go dump, of course, because they're poopy heads. Now, because we're friends, we're going to look at the total crypto market cap, which is still around here, friends, doing the nice triangle of friendship. We can even zoom in, just quickly have a look at what are you doing? Are you going to give us friendship or not? This is a total crypto market cap. If you want to look at the other real ones, friends, we'll look at like the others and these other ones that actually give us an idea of what the real altcoins are doing. Because the total crypto, you know, it's a bit of a trashy indicator because it includes Bitcoin and the stable coins. This is the actual others here. See, exclude the top 10. It came back here, made this like little poke low, and here we are. I saw from BCB, friends, just don't be surprised if we get one pre-programmed news event that comes down, that scares everybody, and then we go off. So that's just the type of weird stuff. You've been in markets for a long time. You're like, oh, that's interesting. Always around these key support levels, a weird pre-programmed bad news event around the world gets like thrown in. It's nuts. And also on the upside, friends, of course, that's what the upside is. When we get to the upside, trust me, we're not going to just be going up for no reason. When we go up, it's going to be like, oh, the world is adopting Bitcoin. Donald Trump, friends. Donald Trump said, you never know. Like, we might get a rally at the end of this year where Donald Trump literally says, you know what? I might actually put some Bitcoin on our balance sheet. Just imagine he says that. By the way, why am I saying this out to the universe? We're here to manifest it, right? You don't even need to do it. Donnie, Habibi Albi, you don't even need to do it, brother. Just tell the people that you're gonna do it. That's all we need. Just say the words. It's just say, I'm gonna put Bitcoin on the balance sheet. That's all we need to hear. Now, a lot of people, friends, will look at the Bitcoin dominance chart and they're wondering why? Why aren't we moving? Well, I'll play nice pump music for them, okay? You know why, man. Like this Bitcoin dominance chart, friends, there's a lot of time wasted of people trying to analyze that chart, man. It's got this like stable coins in there. It's got Binance's rotation. It doesn't give you the pure risk coin stuff, which is what it used to do. That's why it's just so much easier just to use. By the way, friends, I've noticed when I started charting this, I'm not joking, I've now seen, I think about 5 big YouTube channels and Twitter accounts, right, who are now doing my others BTC, which is, it's all right. I mean, it's flattering. It's like, it's okay, but it's kind of funny. They'll, I'll tell you what's going to happen, friends. This happens every single time. They look at that stuff and they go, oh, that's cool. Let me take that from him. But all my shit coining and everything else, right? Poop coining and all the altcoin stuff, it's so far off the deep end. They're like, nah, that's way too contrarian for them. They're like, no way, I can't buy those scams, right? How do you think it's gonna play out? How do you think it's gonna play out? You know how it's gonna play out. The guy with the moo hat, the bull hat, is gonna be saying, look, man, bro, the answer was there right in front of you. You never thought maybe the guy who figured that out part, he's going to get that part right too. You never, like, at least just took a chance. Don't go all in, but you just never took a chance. They're going to have to learn the hard way. Okay, they can keep being mid-curvers all they want. Now, this is the others BTC ratio, friends. Remember, we're going to check this every single week. Doesn't move, right? It's very, very slow. But if eventually this thing starts turning, and then we have just a normal, full-fledged 4-year cycle rotation, which is interesting. Hopefully we get that. Now, there's been some updates, friends, with this Martin Shreli and DJT token. So there's been like more people are like distancing themselves from him. And I can show you the chart here, but Dex Screen apparently has a problem with the Solana token standard, so you can't see all the full data. There's not the total liquidity here, friends. The real liquidity is something ridiculous. There's something like $20 million on the bid. So he really tried to get some big numbers. I think you can see it on Dex Tools. And I actually have it right here. This is it. But you can see, friends, look at the liquidity up here in the top left. 15.5 million. Now, I think it's like 20 or 18 million on the bids in Sol. And a lot of it was gained from, I think, just the trading fees. But so far, the coin's not going anywhere. I think, I don't know what's going to happen from here. I don't even, like, it's just this weird token standard. But he's saying it's legit. But a lot of people in the industry are just saying, well, so weird. Oh, by the way, friends, if you're wondering, like, what type of vibe is going on? Well, Martin Shreli, he's going around on Twitter saying, like, Baron Trump orders me around. Okay, so you're probably wondering, like, why would you say, you as a 41-year-old dude, why are you saying this, why are you saying this 18-year-old kid of Trump, right? Why are you saying, like, he orders you around? Because, friends, Martin Shreli, he's one of those weasels, you know what I mean? Like, he knows, he's smart, okay? He's a smart weasel. He knows Baron Trump connected to the Trumps. He's friends with them. Okay. And he knows the kid's 18. And he knows Baron wants to be like his father. He's always hanging around with, dear father, I want to be a president like father. I want to be a billionaire. By the way, funny about Donald Trump, if Donald Trump just took the money he inherited from his dad and invested it in the S&P, he'd have 40 billion today, by the way. They did the maths on that. I'm not joking. He's only got like a few billion. Just imagine knowing that. You're like, if I just put in the index. I'm not real stats. It's funny. Anyway, back to Baron. So he's looking at Baron. He's like, yes. What does this kid want? He's 18 years old. By the way, Martin Shreli has said that he's been talking with him for a long time. Bro, the kid's 18. Like, what do you mean long time? You know what I mean? You've been grooming him since he was 15 or something? So weird. Anyway, he's basically been saying, yeah, I take orders from him, the boss. He's a full-on weasel, friends. It's manipulation because he knows the kid. You know, 18, friends. What do 18-year-old kids want to do? They're going to go around, drink orange juice, you know, drink that girl's orange juice, go around to pool parties, play your Game Boy and stuff. These are the type of stuff that 18-year-old kids want to do. And he knows that they're young and impressionable. So he's like, oh, you want to be like just like father. So what he's doing is he's positioning himself as the weasel who can be easily manipulated by this kid. Right? It's actually smart when you think about it, you know what I mean? It's kind of like the plot of like a Shakespearean play. He's almost like, yes, I will do the evil bidding here for you, just to get closer and closer to the Trump family. Now, this is how politics works, okay? It was all going sweet. The problem though, because, you know, Trump, friends, he sells NFTs. For Trump's like, friends, I don't know, like everyone loves Trump, but he's pretty much like he's like a salesman grifter. Like the appearance of him. It's like a late night TV, like this is the best kettle you'll ever buy. It's only $900, you know what I mean? So they're just like selling stuff, you know, and it's always like oversells. And especially when it comes to crypto, it's like a natural fit, right? But I mean, like, you know, you look at the other team, like Joe Biden's kind of like, look, a child abuser family, and like, you know, like who was doing lines of rack in the White House, you know what I mean? Uncle Joey, you know what I mean? I think you want to check Hunter, you know what I mean? And by the way, I've seen Hunter we've seen Hunter, friends. He's taken on some big rocks live on camera, you know what I mean? All these prostitutes. So it's just like crazy politics. By the way, isn't it funny? They're both going to run the world. They can just push the button. It's nuts. Okay, so that's where Martin Shreli's landing in. Now, here's the thing, friends. The most important thing to gather from this is we know Trump is pro-crypto. And pro-crypto is like making a meme coin. He's like BitBoy. What BitBoy did. Like, it's kind of like, well, you know, you guys want a coin. I guess I'll make a coin. You always want to speculate. Now, Martin Shreli also shared something. He the Donald Trump team, remember, they're all working in the shadows, friends. They don't want to put themselves publicly because if anything goes bad, like with what's happening right now, they pull the plug. They never want to be seen bad at all. And he's even got them to like try to admit that it was false, but they won't. They just say, leave me out of this, leave me out of this. Okay, so it's kind of like bubbling underneath the surface. But what he ended up doing, I listened to a tiny bit of the spaces. Okay, don't waste your time, 3 hours. He basically says that they initially they want all the coins. They want to give themselves like 70% of the coins, pretty much, 30 or 70%. They want all the coins. And then he spoke to Ansem, the actual main character, Ansem. And Ansem said, no, you can't give yourself all the coins. It's never going to work. So Ansem knows about fair launch distribution stuff, right? Also, we know that, friends. Like, Tangang do fair launch distribution stuff. Like Dick with Bar, no. Even Pika's fairly distributed. A lot of these out here. So when what happens is if a lot of people own the coin, not one person can screw it up, okay? So what ends up happening, though, is as you move throughout time, you'll see more of these fair launch distribution things probably in the cycle become more and more relevant to us, right? All the VCs take all the coins, but no one owns the tokens. You need people to shield, okay? So what ends up happening, though, is Ansem tells him, look, you can't just have, you can't take all the coins for the Trump family. It's not going to work. You have to do it like this. He pretty much, and he gave him what basically almost Tangang does, is basically like at the start, you have to sell 70% of the coins. You have to leave it in the liquidity pool. You launch the coin, 70% of the coins. That's it. But the Trump family, they wouldn't do it. Or the guys running behind it. They're like, no. We'll never leave that much money on the table. See, it's kind of like the VCs. They're kind of like, hey, sell the coins on the open. Sell 70% of them. They're like, no way. I'm not going to leave that much money on the table. Because they're looking at fair value valuations. Because they think, okay, if this thing can get to $1 billion valuation, they think, oh yeah, we'll have like $700 million of the coin. However, if they sell 70% of the coins and they only have like, 10% or small amount, they're like, no way, we've like given away hundreds of millions of dollars, right? But don't forget, friends, they're not like as like deep into crypto with the liquidity and all the trading and stuff as we are. But also they see what I mean? This is kind of like they're trying to work it out. Now, Martin Shreli is kind of like, he's trying to defend himself. So this thing is kind of like bubbling beneath the surface. And there's a lot of crypto Twitter people saying, wow, what a disgrace to crypto. How we've just got kind of like convicted felon, farmer bro here. He's trying to like manipulate this Barron Trump kid. And he's showing now DMs. There's public like DM messages with him and Barron and the kid. There's memes here. This is like Barron Trump with the picture. Martin Shreli. Do not do these things. It's unethical. So you have all these pictures out here. This is the Twitter spaces.
Get Barron to be bold here.
You can see, right?
Of some attorneys and just, take this thing and admit that it's his and move forward. And that's kind of another leak. So, people are upset about me for that leak, for giving Andrew the heads up on the early, or I didn't do it, but Barron did, giving him the heads up on the early token sale.
So, yeah, you can see they're trying to weasel their way in, friends. You see what I mean? So it's basically they're trying to do like the biggest supernova type, a celestial level type of celebrity coin trading. Because, see, friends, what you actually realize is what people actually want is they want to just speculate. So, but that's not healthy, right? Because just speculating. Because what ends up happening is the person providing the liquidity makes the money in the fees and selling the tokens. And then the people speculating is PvP in the arena. It's just PvP. Because if everyone's just there to fully speculate for like this 24-hour window or like, 7-day window, then when the window's done, it's like, okay, who won and who lost? It's literally like there's 10 people, one person wins, 9 people lose. That's pretty much what happens. Yeah, 2 people in there kind of break even. They do okay, but on average, those people are losing when they play other PvP games as well. You know what I mean? But if you just take one game, it's more like, okay, it's more like 7 lose, 3 win. Okay, but there's, the number 2 and 3, they win and they win okay, but they're going to keep playing other games they're going to lose, okay? So you get to see what ends up happening. Now, how would he end up winning, though? We end up winning by full cycle believers. That's how we end up winning, because people take off supply off the market and they just don't sell. It's just what they do with Bitcoin. So, sweet, I'm not selling. Wait to the bull market, to the very, very top. That's pretty much how everyone ends up winning. But there's an incentive here for these big pumpers, right? They release the coin, they make money off the trading fees, and people speculate around what type of narrative can form, okay? And that's pretty much what it comes down to. It's very, very, very PvP. But then you might look at other meme coins. You're like, oh, what about like a Dickwit or a no, or even the mystery of pDAI and Tangang or Hexy Bastard 9-inch and Ticker Bitcoin and even the Landwolf Vampiring and all these. Yeah, you're betting on just the community growing, but the memes and the messaging around those communities, you can tell they're all like, hey, believe, you know, with these celebrity stuff, there's no real believing. It's just PvP. And speaking of believing, right, I mean, look at this. Michael Saylor has bought 11,000 more Bitcoin. He now owns more than 1% supply. There is no second best. You can actually see the picture here right now. So he owns more than 1%, friends. 226,000 Bitcoin owned by Michael Chad Saylor. Now, remember, this is actually, it's kind of bearish because it means, oh my gosh, you've now already bought, like, oh my gosh, you just bought an extra 11,000 Bitcoin and the price is still here. So that's, but don't worry about it. This is part of the natural ebbs and flows of the market. You'll see these things over time, but it's kind of like amazing. He's still pumping it up. Also, I did a survey with all of you guys. Ethereum price in 6 months. Dikemba, what do you all think? Look, overwhelming majority is 5,500 plus. Now, here's a funny part. I know you guys are going to say, wait a minute, isn't the crowd always wrong like this? Yeah, friends, interesting. And also Mr. Sepultra at the bottom says, this poll makes me feel bearish. Look, in the middle of the move, the crowd's momentum is actually right, okay? Because it's not an extreme point. Because what ends up happening is the crowd, friends, they feel right, and then they feel right, and then they feel right, and it keeps going. However, it keeps onboarding all the non-believers, okay? And then you get to the very, very top. There's no more people who are like non-believers because everyone's in, okay? But no one looks around and goes, oh my gosh, nobody here wants to get short because what does that mean? It means must everyone in. No one ever thinks like that, okay? But it's just interesting to think this way. And remember, even at the beginning of the bear markets, everybody was bearish. Everyone. And just kept going bad for another 3 to 4 months. So yeah, it is possible that we are above 5,500 in the middle here because it's just continuing with momentum. But yeah, it's not an exact science. It depends how everybody is positioned at the end of the day because, you know, everyone is turbo long altcoins. But you know this in crypto, everyone's bullish and then things keep going up. It's just that, okay, the ratio is the most important thing here, right? This 5,500, 60% of people believe it. Yeah, what ends up happening, friends, is the crowd gets a target and then it gets hit and then it gets another target and it gets hit. So then that builds momentum and confidence. So everyone believes, oh, every target is hittable. Okay, until they end up reflecting that and they're like, oh, let's throw any target out. And that's whatever that target in the market is, that ends up being the dangerous point. That's where you have to be careful. What's it going to be for Ethereum? I don't know. Maybe we eventually get to 7K and everyone's like, oh, 10K is guaranteed. And then we go back to 4. Or maybe we get to 11K and everyone says, oh, we're definitely going to 15K. And then we go back to 4. You know what I mean? It could be something like that. Now, friends, in the most big news, which I've left till last, Richard Hart has done PulseChain sacrifice wallet movement. So pretty much everything you need to know is buried in this chart. This is the PulseX to Pulse ratio. You see how that's green? It's about plus 10%, plus 12%. So he basically, friends, it's okay, not confirmed. I don't know who good this could be. One wallet bought $1 million of PulseX. Another wallet sold 1.5 million of Pulse on the other one. You know, a lot of people actually, they get upset when people report this. I'm just reporting what everyone else is doing. I'm not watching the wallets myself. I don't really care. But also, I'm just showing you what people are saying to me, like privately, also my Telegram, not even private, no one really cares about privacy, right? When it comes to saying stuff like this. They basically said, look, man, 3 years ago, they would have been happy with, this is a general feeling, right? They would have said around 3 years ago when they first got on the sacrifice, they would have been happy if everything was kept hidden because they're like, you know, they expected the prices to at least not be humiliated and crushed all their friends and family because they had all the talking points in their head. Best performing price asset, best strategy, world's biggest airdrop, best founder, all these other things, all these other amazing things. We just can't stop winning. They had that in their head, right? From Richard's strong, very, very, very strong marketing. But now, because the launch has been so abysmal, the price is horrific, now people feel like they're owed what's going on. They're owed a story. That's what they feel like. Okay, so I'm sharing with you what you're all basically saying to me. Because for every one person saying, stop it, I don't want to see. Like there's like literally 1,000 people literally behind you, right, who are yelling, no, tell us, man, tell us. We want to see what the hell is going on. Okay, what's going on? So it is what it is. I mean, you don't have to read or watch any of these. And what does it really matter anyway? Because non-believers, when Richard Hart injected 14 million PulseX, $14 million, they dumped on it anyway, you know? Now, I'm going to show you the exact thing that actually happened. So PulseX was being bought by these small clips, okay? And he actually just moved the ratio. So this is the wallet. You can find this as well. You have different people. So shout out to Martin, the teller of stories. He definitely tells stories, friends. And he is reporting on the wallet here. You also have Trillion X I think that dude hates me. I think he doesn't follow me. I don't know, dude. Always find stuff. Everyone gets salty at stuff. You know, there's a lot of salty people out there, friends. You know what I mean? It's crypto. I get it, man. I get it. You understand? I'll have drinks with all of this. Cold orange juice with some vodka. I don't care what's in there. You know what I mean? I get the game. Everyone's like, it's crypto, man. I'm wearing a bull hat. I'm wearing a freaking bull hat. You understand? Oh, man. Now, also, friends, some people got salty at this. Dude, I was in bed, and I've just woken up, friends. It's literally like 4 a.m. or something. 4 a.m. I'm like, huh? Richard's wallet. Richard's moved the wallets. I'm like, yeah. And I've just find these screenshots. And the biggest liked thing on my feed was Mr. Too Spooky, because actually what Richard did was from that wallet, he sold 5555 pDAI, which is about $27. He sold that and he bought PulseX with it. Everyone's like, oh, it's an encoded tweet. Now I'm going to tell you, friends, people, the bullish side and the bearish side, okay? The bullish side people say it was encoded that pDAI is going to $1. And then the bearish people say that it's a sign he's going to dump altcoins for PulseX if you keep sending it to him or whatever. So who cares, man? The price chart still looks pretty good. And I actually show you the pDAI price chart right now. This is pDAI PLS. Actually, as we're watching, no, friends, it's moving at a tiny little level. I mean, it's nothing, man. Like, friends, you know, this is a very, very naughty time frame. This is like, it's only 31% down against PLS. This is nothing, man. From the top, this looks really healthy. That's fine. That's going, man. You can go all the way down here. Like, you're still cheap here. You know, you're cheap here. So it looks completely fine. It could be just, but maybe people are going to react slowly as they see this information gone. It is what it is. Now, what I did was just to show the pDAI information. Funny enough, I have his message here from Too Spooky. Okay, but here's the thing, friends. All I saw was I quickly read, 555 pDAI, and I just screenshotted it and I sent it. Now, after people started having a cry, I've read his message, and it's a bearish pDAI message, which, friends, doesn't really matter. All that matters is the market. Okay, I'll show you here. Richard Hart chose to leave a signal of some sorts when selling pDAI, specifically chose to sell 5555 pDAI for PulseX. I'd be in full panic mode if I were in them. Richard Hart turned off the R bots on HOA. So remember, friends, it was the pDAI guy, one pDAI dude. He basically said that Richard Hart turned off R bots to like maliciously harm one of the communities in PulseChain. And then now this is him retorting back. And friends, I know, just let them fight it out, dude. Who cares? You know what I mean? Just let them fight it out. You need the energy there, man. You need the energy there. Like, imagine McGregor before his fights. You know what I mean? If you want to maximize the money, don't go tell McGregor, hey, stop saying bad things about the other dude's wife. No, just let him say it, dude. You can't control him anyway. Just let him. It is what it is, okay? You don't have to be in. But I know what 99% of us are all saying. Just let the very, very vocal minority, let these people just like run around and do backflips and do stuff. For the rest of us, we're just like, please, can we get out of this hell zone? That's what we're waiting for. And this is the hell zone that everyone is talking about. So this is the PulseX to pulse ratio. Wow, I've actually seen people dump 3%. They're pumping already. Oh, man. Let's check the actual USD price of what it's doing. Yay! Look at this pump from the heavens, friends. That's... Oh, man. Because I'm just like, I should have looked at this chart first. I spent like hours looking at it. What's going on? All this reading. And I'm just like, this is the candle. Woohoo! Yeah, man. You can't force up the market when it's not ready to go. Don't worry, friends. Well, I've been through this. But hey, actually, it looks like it's rounding off. Actually, that's nice. Looks like it's rounding off. Ready to go. Mid-August, September. This is when others BTC flips. It's funny. Imagine in August, remember this is the super trend. It's down here. It'd be funny if this flips around August. That's when we expect others BTC around August, September to flip. That'd be interesting. But yeah, the prices are really, really low. But like the USD value price. So I mean, there's more information to uncover with that ratio. But the full information is from Gold Key. Starting at this address, bought $1 million. And then he's got these other ones. It goes, look at this. It goes, somewhat simultaneously, another wallet sold that received Pulse from an address related to the eHEX flush address. Okay. The origin of this Pulse, the eHEX flush address sent Ethereum to an address which was used to mint 85 million eHEX in the adoption amplifier. That eHEX was staked for 5 days during big payday and then 114 million. So you're looking at ways, that's the dumping of the PLS over time. to just build it, and they dumped a total of 1.5 million DAI. So remember the ratio, friends. So it's PulseX to Pulse ratio. They've sold the Pulse, bought the PulseX just to move up the ratio. Now, I explained to my friend Mr. Crypto Tits, and yes, that's his actual name, Mr. Crypto Tits. Like, look, bro, that's the name you want to use on the internet. God bless it, okay? But Mr. Crypto Tits respectfully asked, why would you do that? Good question, sir. And I said, well, look, he could have just left the 1 million PulseX in. However, it's also possible his funds are Ethereum, and he doesn't want to sell Ethereum at 3,500 because that's a loss from his trade when he bought it like 3,900 or 4K almost. He doesn't want to sell Ethereum down like 20% lower just to like throw in this little bit of money. So he could be manipulating the ratio. Could be he is manipulating the ratio. Let's be honest, okay? I also have more like concrete information of this. So this is your friend Somi, Peanut Brain Insights, friends. Remember, there is no brain in here. Just one little peanut going around. It goes echo, 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 echo. That's the type of stuff going on here, okay? So none of this is real. You get the point. All right, so what can you learn from his Richard Heart, from his PulseChain wallet movements? Okay, so this is him. So one, no Richard Heart coin will ever be left behind. So that's what I'm here to tell you, friends. Why? Because he's willing to manipulate the ratios to save one of them, clearly. Because like he's saving PulseX right now, trying to oh, I've got to save this thing, okay? So that I'm inferring, that means a pHEX guy who's drowning, if they're drowning, right, at say 2029 when the 10-year stakes come out, if they're drowning, they will always be guaranteed a rotation bid from Pulse, PulseX, and Inc. buyers. So basically, if you're putting your money to buy those tokens, let's say you want to buy Pulse and PulseX and Inc. Okay, you want nothing to do with HEX. Well, it's basically shown that, okay, if HEX is doing really, really, really bad in the future, he is willing to move the ratios around to rescue that pHEX. But it's not what you think, because look, I mentioned it's also like the 10-year stake dump supply, because like that's probably like his last thing. He's like, man, I got these people to stake for 10 to 15 years. Like it better be worth it for them. Yeah, I'm saying I pray for you. I'm literally praying it better be worth it. It literally better be worth it. Okay, because we're halfway. All right, we're halfway now. Most certainly though, friends, you know what Richard Hart's like now. You're not going to get rescued immediately. No way. So he would probably let them drown out first, probably a long time before rescuing. I mean, how long? Look at Pulse. Look at the cycle right now. You know, so that's pretty much it. That's like he'll make as long as he needs to. That's pretty much it. Inherently, this also means eHEX also loosely gets saved because of the liquidity bonding to pHEX. But I mentioned here, I wouldn't bet the farm on that. Do not bet the farm on that. Let's play some nice jets or any music so everyone knows. Yes, everyone has a cry about it, but I mean, what's a crime, bro? It's just a cheap price. You know what I mean? I like cheap prices. Then you can actually see just how low eHEX is as well. All having fun here, friends. All having fun. Yay. All of it down here. We can actually just look at the eHEX to Pulse ratio, which is most important. Hey, still doing all right. Still doing all right. They deleted all my indicator viewings. Shame on you, Trading View. So I missed all the boxes stuff. But you remember, it's around up here. So who knows, friends? It can always come back down. It can just do this sideways movement. But it is what it is. You have to deal with, accept reality for it is. Yeah, even though expectations are nowhere near. Now, the ultimate thing to know from this, it's ratio trading, friends. Ratios and this movement, it's just paper digit screening. That's it. It's just paper digit screening and digits moving around, okay? It's not purchasing power increasing, which is USD going in the pool, okay? Because everything in the world is priced off fiat. Okay, sweet. So your asset better go up versus fiat, shouldn't it? If you don't, you're a worse system. You're literally a worse system. Okay, now, unless you want to measure the system by everything except price, people will call you a con man for that. You're like, oh, you said this thing is better, it's not even worth as much. You know, there's no value in that. So you understand the problem with like, if the purchasing power stays this low and people are just saying, yeah, but I'm earning my HEX yield. Yeah, it doesn't matter, bro. Like, I can keep drawing you a pony on a piece of paper and you gave me $1 million for it. I'm like, hey, but you're still getting your pony. You're still getting a piece of paper with your pony, brother. You know what I mean? Can you go exchange it for anything? No. So you get this, you understand the implications with this. Now, people, when they sell in the system, they literally sell into USD. They just bridge out. All right. So they're not staying in the system. But this is the same with every altcoin, friend. So Crypto, to get beyond this, it needs more sticky applications to get people cemented in the system. Meme coins are actually a long way there, by the way. They're doing really good. They're getting people to stick there, stay in the system, and believe harder. Okay? When you just to copy paste of a code and there's no community, you can just go to another community. You're like, oh, I'm just here for cheaper fees. Okay, sweet. Other places, cheaper fees, you move. Okay? But when you see the memes and the culture and the flavor and the color and you get your identity there, it makes it harder to leave. Okay? That's what cults are really good. All right? Now, this is the second inference as well. PulseX is the worst deal that Richard Hart has ever given to believers who joined early. So that is basically, it's 100% true. By this period of time, for the amount of time it's been in, it's the worst deal. Because even eHEX people at the start, day one adoption amplifier people. So even though, yeah, they got pretty much slapped, they still, by this point, were doing much better. And you can actually see it on this is the eHEX chart. Now, this is day one adoption amplifier, friends. They were around here. So they still went on like 2x, but it's better than nothing. Yeah, they dropped down. They went down hard, like 98% day one adoption amplifier. But also you can see the USD price chart. This is very important to see. That's okay. So you're looking at the log chart here. There you go. So that box is around day one adoption amplifier. So as you can see, they came back within a year of like launching December 19 to here you go, December 2020. So that's a year, right? So they were on side, sweet, 4x. Day one, people, 4x on side, you know, and earning yield. So it's actually more than that. Now, by the way, this is very controversial. So, friends, if you want to know the true measurement, what's the real measurement? You go from day 1 to 3 adoption amplifier versus Ethereum, okay? And yeah, it's round-tripped everything, okay? It's actually down. Combined hex, it's down like 70% or something. Other people start from the Uniswap launch. I don't do that bullshit. You can go live in your world in the corner. No. Most of the volume was done in the adoption amplifier in like day 1 to 3 or whatever. I think the average weighted volume, that's a starting point. Now, of course, it may be being a bit low and maybe being a bit too high on the price, but you roughly get the same point. For the risk you've taken, that's pretty much how you assess most of these things. Because like if you can't beat Ethereum, why take everyone's money? That's how every project has to ask. That's what you have to ask yourself, okay? So PulseX is still down 80% after 2.6 years. PulseX to ETH ratio is down 83% since participating in DEC 2021, so almost 3 years. That's why it's like, with these friends, it's the worst deal so far because even the biggest PulseX wallet sackers, they are still down 50%. Okay, the biggest, the bonus. People with 2 times more coins bonus, they got given 2 times more coins and they're still down 50%. So that's pretty much it. So he also spent $14 million from the SAC funds to buy up PulseX first, and that didn't do anything. As you get to see, remember from this chart price, just to remind everyone as well, just for friends, you get to see you can't force markets up. If they don't want to go somewhere, if there's no product market fit, if you're not onboarding people, you can keep pumping in money, you do nothing. So here it was, $14 million injected here, straight down. There you go. So look, I'm just going to ask you, is that what the top's going to look like? Is the top going to look like him inserting $400 million and then like 90 days later he rejects back? Hopefully not, but you get to see that it just happened, right? So also it's disgusting because it's teaching everyone to be in a trader's mindset, which is the total opposite of what he wants. So the more he drowns people out, the more people are leaving, okay? And then the more he pumps it up, people are trying to trade out. So what can you do at that point? Well, like a friend said, Coinbase and Solana are catering to meme coins. That's the product market fit they're going for, all right? And the other chains aren't. So, I mean, like, you know, AVAX is doing gaming. So the crypto industry is in a very tough spot. Do you go with the old arc of Ethereum or do you take the risk with the meme coin stuff? Well, beautiful thing on PulseChain is the community says, no, everyone can go truck themselves, literally go and sit in a truck and then drive that truck into a garage and then park it, go outside and go sleep. Okay, that's what you can do. Go truck yourself. Now, this type of like wonderful movement about meme coins is still controversial because it's just a bunch of like tickers moving around, but it is what it is, man. This is crypto, yeah? We're not productive assets yet, besides Ethereum. And by the way, even Ethereum being cash flow positive, its PE ratio is expensive. Okay, so him doing this type of stuff, ultimately at the end of the day, friends, is the most wild part of all. Okay, PulseX is still the most utility coin from Richard Hart. It's actually one of the best utility in all of crypto. And now the price sucks because there was too many people who entered with euphoria. That's the thing, man. You can have the best product in the world. If the price is too high, it's done. That's it. And also, you can be a literal scam. But if the price is low enough, do you get meme coins now? Do you get meme coins now? You got to get, friends, it's all about buy low, sell high. Everything is buy low, sell high. You have to figure out a way, okay, what is a cheap price? You have to find, does it feel cheap? That's what you want, okay? So the buy and burn is a real use case, and it's been actively working in the background. However, the buying and the burning, though, friends, does not solve for big whales dumping, okay? It still doesn't. Now, I'm going to refresh the page here if you kindly let me know. So it's now burned 900 billion PulseX, 4.45% total buy and burn. This is removing the OA. So you get to see that's great, right? You know, people ask me all the time, hey, if the buy and burn is working, why is the price so shit? You see that price today, friends? That's the pumped up price you're looking at. And also, coincidentally, shout out to Lady Alexandra. She literally, friends, 15 seconds ago, came up on my Twitter. I'm watching on my other screen. She tagged in 900 billion, sir. So, this is one of my scheduled posts. This is Katie. PulseX has bought over 650 billion, sir. This is scheduled, friends. When I did this scheduled from like a few months ago, it had bought 650 billion PulseX. Now it's up to 900 billion. So, yeah, man, look, yeah, people just don't know what they're doing. That's it. But also, do they not know? They do. They see other stuff moving. They go participate. They just keep getting fooled. They're fooled by the randomness. And that's pretty much it. Other things are moving. They think there's edge there. It is what it is, okay? Now, remember, PulseX bought and burned like 4% in about 1 year. So, it could buy and burn for another whole year, and it could pump up the price. But it just takes 8 whales of 0.5% supply each, and it can just erase the whole year. And you're like saying, oh, but then they're gone forever. You can go in, you can keep continuing in the future, right? Yeah. But what if they dump it in that bull market? It's not just another year, you know what I mean? It's now in the bear. Now, friends, don't worry. Like, this happens with every coin. Ethereum, Bitcoin, everything goes through this. Any whale at any point can just dump something to zero. They can, friends. Just like in a city, yeah, if 5% of people vacate a city, there's no buyers for it. There's not enough liquidity in the housing market. It all goes to zero. Okay, so pretty much it. So it's nothing new, but I'm just showing you that this is not an automatic patch. It's not like a coding trick to go, oh, make the coin price go up with this buy and burn. No, it helps. It's going to help over time, especially as more volume and stuff comes in, but it's not the automatic fix. That's the most important part. Remember, meme coins have no tokenomics like this, and what do? Start from zero and they fly. So it's all about buying low and selling high. It's all it comes down to, friends. This is me helping you carry your weight as Peppy, lifting those very, very heavy weights. Make sure you do legs at the gym this week, friends. Don't forget to work those calves. Like, subscribe, belly button, or catch you in the next one.